Well, it has the potential of getting a little greasy around here, so I decided that I should cover the table with paper. So that's what I did, and now it's time to start cleaning out some of these parts. Just using regular WD-40. Put some in a cup. Okay. Q-tip. Do not want to get any on the rubber. I figured this would be better than just outspraying it and have the rubber get coated with the stuff. Anything I can do with a Q-tip, I will. And cleaned up pretty nicely, I think. Okay. Bit on a rag here. The shaft even does feel, before I did this, a little gummy. So that's understandable why it was binding. That old grease has probably just changed its constitution and it's just got gummy and sticky and varnishy or whatever you call it, and causing all that binding. This piece, and there's grease on this piece here. Okay, that I'm going to go to the garage and actually spray WD-40 into. Because there's no other way I think I can get in there unless I just take this straw sprayer here and then just actually force it in there. I don't see any rubber pieces, so I'll try to keep it away from the armature itself. Looks like it's pretty well sealed though, so I don't think I could hurt any windings or anything like that. I don't know exactly how it's constructed, but so let me go to the garage. I'll flush these out, force air through all this stuff to dry it out, and I'll be back and we'll lube it up with some white lithium. I have also decided to take this unit apart as well. I tried spraying WD-40. I got it pretty good. It's pretty loose. Before it was really binding here. You can see it's springing back on its own just fine. It has to do with the wheel. But it's very easy to disassemble. Just a big flat washer here, screw, and a 1/4 inch nut here. So let me take that apart and then I'll go back in the garage and disassemble that. That nut wasn't even tight. Interesting. Now all I gotta do is figure out how it comes apart. Maybe it's threaded there too. Let's try that. So it is. So this nut here was probably used like a lock washer. Alrighty then. Yeah, look at all that grease and gunk in there. So now that I can disassemble it, it'll be really easy to. Okay. The other thing I have to be careful of is this spring. Okay, this spring goes through this hole here. Okay, and it goes through that tab there The long part of the spring goes on here, and the short loop goes on this tab here. Not this tab, this tab. Okay. So we'll see if I can remember all that, and if I can't, well, I'll just look through my video and figure out how it went together. So let me clean that all up. I'll be right back. Okay, that all went pretty good. I reassembled this already. I did have to look at my video to make sure that I put it together right. It's this side, and as you can see, it's supposed to return, and it was not returning before. This went well. This went really well. I put the shaft of the motor in there. You see it turns nice and smoothly now. And that's with no grease in it yet. This here, the one that gimbals, it still binds. Now, I'm not sure it's because it needs to be greased, but one thing I did notice, see, it won't spin at all. It's binding. But it is nice and smooth. But as I apply pressure this way towards that way, it loosens up. Not as loose as this, but immensely. So my thinking is here, I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. All right, if I put this all back together with the spaces and everything, it may be just to the point where what's happening is it pushes everything together, so it's the same thing as me holding this down. Well, look what just happened. Did you hear that click? Well, look at that. Huh. I didn't think this came apart. But as you can see, it's smooth again. So, I was mistaken. Matter of fact, whatever was holding it has loosened up. Good news. Alright, I'm going to still clean this up with WD-40 first. And then we'll relube it. I think we're all set. Look at that turn. On the inside, it binds a little bit more. It's probably that gummy grease in there. So I'll clean up the shaft. Clean up. I can't still seem to pull this off past this part. So I'm going to have to just do it while it's on there. But as you can see, it's smooth. Turns smooth there. So once I clean this up, lube it, I have a feeling that this is all going to go back together good. So I'll be back again as soon as I clean this all up. Obviously won't be including that in the video. The camera fell on my shoulder. Well, good news. I went in the garage, I cleaned it with WD-40, and this is the part that was binding before. Well, it seems like it's not that smooth, but maybe I'll turn it this way. There we go. There's nothing wrong there. That's going to work out just fine. Feels nice and smooth. The bearing feels nice. Just about the right amount of play. And this one also is very good too. Good play, but not excessive. Very smooth. Spins nice. Alright, well, I guess it's time for relubing. Like I said, I've already relubed this, and I went by the copious pictures that I took to make sure I reassembled it together. And I think I'll take one of these jeweler's screwdrivers to actually apply the lithium grease. Oh, might be a little too much. There we go. I don't want to overdo it with the grease. All right, let's see how this works out. That's going to spin just fine. What a difference from when before I took it apart. I mean, I could barely turn it at all. Put this in there. Feels really nice too. All right. Put a little bit in this brass bushing in here, which goes onto this shaft here. And actually, I think I'm going to wait to put grease on that shaft until I have to get it back in this hole here. So we'll do that later. We'll put this wheel on later. All right, well, I guess it's time to reassemble the motor. Just got to remember what order it was. I know the motor goes in this way. So I'm going by my pictures that I took on my camera, as you can see here. Really helps. Okay. The cap. And then we have 3 different size bushings. It's the medium one that goes here. This through like this. Okay. And then we have the long bushing. Then we have the short bushing. And the motor goes through. Like that. Okay. And then we have this section. And I'm looking at my camera too at the same time. Okay. Camera shows it this way. And this goes this way. All right. So it goes like this. Okay. So put the short spacer in there. Through there. Got to get the nut. All right, and there's that one.